Is La Traviata your first opera? Well, then you have a lot in common with Julia Roberts' character in the film Pretty Woman, which, believe it or not, came out 25 years ago. In that movie, her character, Vivian, is moved to tears when she first sees La Traviata. And it may have something to do with the fact that Vivian and Violetta are two very similar characters.
If I recall, in the movie, there were scenes where she was mocked for her appearance, for the clothes that she was wearing. So she kind of felt like an outcast in regular society, which is exactly what Violetta would have been. Now, even though Violetta was a high-end prostitute, she was not considered a worthy member of society, certainly not a pillar of the community, and certainly would not have been accepted into a church or into, anywhere where people of high moral ground would have been.
It's amazing in Pretty Woman when Julia Roberts' character actually sees Violetta on stage when he takes her to the opera in San Francisco, and she of course she goes, well, of course she's seeing herself.
She cried at the end, but not only did she cry, you saw her smile and laugh and enjoy, the party scenes, enjoy the liveliness, enjoy the idea of being in a beautiful theater that she probably had never gotten to go to. She had to buy new clothes just to be able to be presentable.
She's very, very dressed up. She's wearing clothes that she would never wear, and she's in a situation that she feels uncomfortable in. But she gets to be moved by the art and the story, and I think that is something that I hope we all on stage hope will happen in our audience.
And when she meets someone that loves her regardless of her life choices, that's exactly what happens to Violetta. Violetta meets someone who meets her and doesn't want to pay her for sex. That never happens like that. So her sense of self-worth goes, what?
I am absolutely not the Richard Gere of this piece. Richard Gere in Traviata would be DOUPHOL the Baron, the rich guy who buys the prostitute. Alfredo is not in, to my knowledge, I haven't watched it very often, I have to admit.
Well, I wouldn't mind being compared with him visually, perhaps. Richard Gere has always been a sex symbol, and I guess we have silver hair in common. But she falls for him, and I don't think that Violetta falls for the Baron at all. Violetta is a possession of the Baron, and she lives her lifestyle because of being that. So she falls for the younger guy.
She's moved by the story, and she relates to the idea that this woman is in love with somebody, and it doesn't end well.
I think it's too sad of a movie. I don't want to watch it again. I think that she doesn't die at the end, though, right? She doesn't die at the end. We're happy she doesn't die at the end, because the operatic character always does.
I don't know, Alfredo, maybe he'll rent a white limousine and show up with a bunch of flowers at the end, and Violetta will come back to life, and her tuberculosis is cured because he's just become a lawyer. I don't really know much. I should watch Pretty Woman one more time. I like the sequel, Runaway Bride. Just kidding.